4-2 on the campaign. The Hunters trying to get the win today, and a victory tonight would get them up to 5-2 and tie them with Gloucester for second or third place in the league standings. The team the Hunters beat last week here, Aurelia, now they are 6-2. So the Kings have won back-to-back games and are now 6-2, tied for actually in second place by themselves. Gloucester losing 5-4 in the PN last night, and that loss dropped the Griffins to 5-3. The Hunters fourth place in the East right now, 4 wins and 2 losses. The Bombers trying to get on the board in terms of their expansion history. They have not won a game thus far, dropping each of their first 7. And as they come into tonight's contest, Barrie hoping to right the wrongs that have happened throughout the course of the campaign. It has not been a fun season for Barrie in terms of wins and losses here on the campaign. But we know that coming into the league as an expansion team, they haven't had a OLA junior team since the Barrie Lakeshores back in the 2019 campaign. So that was right before the pandemic. There had not been lacrosse at the junior level in Barrie since then. This is their first season, obviously, now in the OJBLL. So Barrie trying to get on the board here in this 2025 campaign. The Hunters, meanwhile, will host the Green Gales tomorrow. We'll carry that out on K1037 and Baby Blue Memories at 1:55. That's when the pregame will get underway. The Green Gales tonight are playing in Akwesasne at Anoa Lagoa Arena. Barrie coming off of an 11-3 loss at home to Aurelia. However, the game before that, the Bombers dropped a very close 15-11 decision against the Green Gales. So again, it's one of those any game, it can happen at any point in time, right? So if you're the Bombers, you have to come out here and believe that you could be able to pull off the upset. And meanwhile, you're the Hunters. This is the trap game. Obviously, a rematch with the Green Gales coming up tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, the Hunters eliminated the Gales in the opening round of the playoffs last season. Obviously, Clarington might have revenge on their mind as the Hunters make their way to the floor. They are wearing burgundy tonight. And we're going to get to the starting netminders for both teams in just a bit. Starting netminder for Barrie is Caden Land, number 00. And meanwhile, for the Hunters, have to wait and see. They're keeping this in the loop for now. Looks like the starting netminder will be Casey Lahash. So Casey in between the pipes for the Hunters. Starting up front for Barrie, Logan Palomaki at center taking the draw. And Andon Biro going to center. He'll take the opening face-off for the Hunters. Biro alongside Bryce Stout, Jensen White, Winter Rivera, Owen Rice, the 5 out there on the floor. The latter two, Rivera and Rice, missed the Hunters' 12-8 loss in Gloucester on Tuesday night. Kahnawake controls. First of a back-to-back for the Hunters. They'll be hosting the Green Gales tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll be on live at 1:55. Tehaha de Albany, Saganu Guatsuru Yanis, and Owen Rice. Back to Martin, near side, Albany. Shot clock at 6. Gets a shot away, pad save, rebound, deflected. Albany's on it, fresh 30 Hunters. Good smart play there. Here's Rice, shot faking, driving, and he's turned aside by Land. Couple of good early saves by the Barrie netminder you're watching here on Baby Blue Memories also live on radio, K103.7. Always great to be here. It's been a tradition here on K103.7 since 2009, of course, the Hunters expansion year. Comes to the near side. This is Craftsy getting a shot off, and that's stopped by Casey Lahash. And the Hunters come out. Rivera on the far side, being shadowed by Connor Cross of Barrie. Rivera back out. There's Jones. Comes back to the middle. Rivera gets a pick. Rivera swings it out. Score! Leighton Bomberry. And the Hunters are on the board. It's 1-0. Simple little pick and roll. Leighton Bomberry comes off the screen and puts one in short side past Caleb Land. Or Caden Land, sorry. And the Hunters are on the board here, 1-0, thanks to the goal courtesy of Leighton Bomberry. Barrie picks it up. And the Bombers in, of course, the dark blue, reminiscent of the Oakville Titans, for those of you that watch OLA Senior B Lacrosse. Because they won the bronze medal in the Ontario Junior B League, Senior B League back in the 2018 season. Were the hosts a couple years ago. And the President's Cup comes back out. Way back to the top. Shot clock at 1, and they will not get a shot off. One thing I noticed while watching some of the tape of the Bombers is that defensively they're extremely aggressive, and if you don't expect that from a team that hasn't won a game this year, they could really catch you napping. Owen Rice swings it out. Bomberry, a shot, save. This is the second game of the year for the Hunters at home. They're 4-2, 3-2 on the road, sorry, and 1-0 on the home floor. Jensen White shadowing the opposition, number 9. That's Eric Kapling. Trying to get a shot away. He's tied up, got a weak shot off, but did not hit the net. And Casey Lahash picks it up, riced out, and the Hunters back in control. There's Jones pressured up high. There you see a little bit of aggressive defense for Barrie, and it nearly came up with a steal. Daibo out in front. Rivera has an ISO on the opposite side of the goal. Now he switched on, threw it out in front. Martin stripped. Ball dropped, and it rolled through the crease. Shot clock down to 1, and that'll be a shot clock violation against the Hunters. Bombers ball. In the early going, the Hunters defense has been fairly aggressive as well. I'm expecting to see the Hunters play this kind of like in the same way that they played Newmarket as the shot comes in St. Maine. The pressure up high was extremely effective in the Newmarket game, and also in the first half of the game last week against Aurelia, where the Hunters jumped all over the Kings and really never let them into the game. Bomberry gets a screen from Martin, and that'll be a moving pick called. Barrie ball. Back come the Bombers, led by Eric Kapling. And now Ben Pally, number 9, corrals it at center. Pally gets around Jensen White, backhanded pass, lands in the far corner. Carter Barrie on it, back out, and here's an open look for Douglas. He's turned aside, and clamping on the rebound is Casey Lahash. 15:40 to go in the first period. 1-0 Hunters on a goal by Leighton Bomberry. Deha Hyundai Albany back up top. Ball gets away from Saganuk Watsunugianis. Owen Rice picks it up. Owen cuts to the middle, swings it out. Albany, Martin shoots, and he missed it. Barrie ball. 15:21 left in period 1. Kahnawake 1, Barrie no score. And the Bombers come back. Comes to the middle. There's a shot blocked. Tylen Daibo got his leg in the way there. Daibo picks it up. And the Bombers come up with it though, and they get the reset. Bombers circulating the ball. Shot clock is down to 15. Lands in the far corner, picked back up by Barrie. Carter Barrie of the Barrie Bombers. Ball rolls back out to center. And Tylen is on it for the Hunters. Thrown out. Bomberry, who's got the goal. Near side, Daibo. Daibo exploding. It's turned aside. And he's in the crease. He touched the goalie. You can land in the crease as long as you took the shot. But as soon as you make contact with the opponent, it's a turnover. Down your knuckle, Norton pressing up. Back to get it is Douglas, Cooper Douglas, and now McKinnon. Christian McKinnon, number 16, leading the Bombers in points. Zach Burke cuts to the goal. Polly switched onto by Dehainer Knuckle Norton. Polly stuttering. Pass back out, and a good strip defensively, and the Hunters forced a turnover. Out comes Kahnawake. Rivera loses a man. Bounce back up top. Jones not on, and the Hunters' radar tracker a little off here in the early going. Saganugwa to Yanis. Pass the flex to Darius Jones. Swings it out. Here's an open look and a shot. Save made. Fresh 30 Hunters. Owen Rice gets by, shoots, and that's kept out. Good stop by Land. Caden Land gets it out. And the pass comes near side where it's Jack Fletcher. And now played over to Logan Beach. Beach behind the net. 15 to shoot. Comes out. There's a look and a goal. Ryan Craftchild ties the game up at 1 for Barrie. And the Bombers have evened the scoring. A good cycle game for Barrie. I thought it was 14, Ryan Kravchuk getting the goal, but they're actually giving it to Logan Palomaki. I could have sworn I saw 14 shoot it. Hunters in possession. Rivera backhands it up. Here's Nehahane Albany. Okay, they've given it to Kravchuk. All right. Kravchuk with the goal. Out in front. Martin scores! Dylan Martin cuts to the goal. He got open in front of the net, and when he's in front of that goal, he is money. And the Hunters go right back up. It's 2-1. Dylan Martin finds a hole through the Barrie defense, and he scores. 2-1. Hunters leading. We got a face-off violation against the Hunters. We're going Barrie ball. This game, of course, is brought to you by Mohawk Super Bingo and Pearl Spa Beauty Wellness. Back comes Barrie. Dylan Martin with the goal. Marcus Daibo with 1 assist. Here's a long shot. Score! The Bombers come right back and tie it up 2-2. Zach Burke with the shot. And the Bombers even the scoring. A bouncer by Burke bounces up and ends up being about a foot off the ground before it goes by the left-legged case of the half. And we are tied here, 2 goals apiece. Rivera cutting. Winter strip. Rivera lets it go. Owen Rice on it. Back outside, Marcus Daibo. Owen Rice has a look, has space and time, and he's turned away. A rebound, Rivera. He's stoned and tight by Land. Point blank opportunity. And Caden Land comes up big. 11:40 to go in the first. Barrie 2, Kahnawake 2. Hunters meeting him. They ended up with Norton with the press, and now Barrie will go back to the bench. Pally around Norton. He shoots a bouncer, shoulder save made, a rebound. Bombers back on it. Comes out in front, shot, missed. And they ended up with Norton back on it. Norton. Martin. Back out to Rivera. Right to Rivera, near side. Saganuk-Watsanuiani shoots, save made. And a rebound, the Bombers are on it. 11 left to go in the first. 2-2 between the Bombers and the Hunters. And there's a feed over to the near side. Jensen White pressing. White in pursuit of Burke. Comes back over to the near side. Jake Howler. Shot clock is down to 2. There's a quick chance and a save made on the 40-footer. And Casey Lahash does not give up a rebound. Owen Rice waiting for reinforcements to come off the bench. Saganuk-Watsanuiani to Owen Rice. Moving pick on the Hunters. We're going to go Barrie ball here. Tie game, 2 goals apiece. Comes to the near side. Tylen Daibo. Checking Burke, the pass comes out in front and it's intercepted. Biro gets it over. And Leighton Bomberry now controlling at center. Bomberry, Rivera. Rivera up top, Owen Rice. And another turnover by the Hunters. Again, interference. Offensive possessions here going to waste for the Hunters. And the Bombers throw this one away. Hunters trying to pick it up. And they get it. Good dig out by Van Dommelen. Martin. Daibo. Marcus Daibo around a screen. Driving to the goal. Shoots. Save made. Crease violation. Bombers ball. Look out. Barrie in semi-transition, but a good defensive play. And the Bombers not able to get a shot off. Comes up top. Zach Burke sets a screen. They're trying to set a screen. Now he gets lost in transition attack. But the Bombers give it away. It's stolen. Dehander with Norton in behind the defense. And he'll pull it out. They try to pull it out. And it's Bombers ball. 8:35 left to go in the first. 2-2 between the Barrie Bombers and the Kahnawake Hunters. Left side, there's a shot. Chest save made by Casey. Lahash up to Rivera. Rivera fumbles it, gets it back, got the step on McKinnon, and that's stolen by the Bombers. Offensive turnover once again for the Hunters. Van Dommelen and Jones, we got a penalty coming up. I'm assuming it's a slash. Oh, illegal cross check. And Barrie will go to work on a power play. This penalty kill is brought to you by Find the Queen at Mohawk Super Bingo. So the Bombers will go to work on a power play, illegal cross check. 7:54 to go in the first, and the Bombers hanging in there right now. The game is tied at 2, and this is what happens when you got a team that's finding their footing here. That Barrie coming in 0 wins, but you would not know that from the way they're playing right now. Comes up to the middle. Chest save made. Rebound picked up by Kahnawake. Stout up the floor, and here comes Martin. Stutters in, turned away by Len. A rebound hacked up by a Barrie stick, and the Hunters pick it up. Rivera out to Saganuk-Watsanuiani. Rivera. He's got Martin with him. Martin posts up in front, shoots, no! And the Bombers will scoop it up. And they'll go back to work on this power play. Good 50 seconds gone by here in the penalty. Back comes the Bombers. Cooper Douglas gets the return feed. Douglas surveys. Douglas swings it. Backdoor play, and it's broken up by Stout. Rebound loose in the near corner. And the Bombers will get a fresh 30 out of this one. Douglas switching positions, thrown out in front, bouncer, save made, a rebound, save made. It comes to the opposite side, and Jensen White's on it. White spinning out of trouble. Stout leaves it. Hunters get over the restraining line. Owen Rice rolls it to Rivera. Rivera on the far side, looking to attack. Back out to Saganukwatsaru Yanis Rice. Rice in front, quick save, a rebound, Dehahande Albany's on it. And the fresh 30 for the Hunters as the penalty is now over. The Hunters 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. There's Jones out of the box. And he'll go to attack here. 14 to shoot, Albany back out. Rice, save, Rivera, rebound. Fresh 30 Hunters. Winter Rivera. Gets a pick from Owen Rice. Comes to Jones. Jones driving, shooting, save. A rebound. Albany went through the crease to pick up the Lucy. Back on the Bombers. Picked up on the near side. That was Kravchuk. McClellan switched onto by Norton. Now it comes to the near side. Backhanded behind the goal. Shot clock at 6. Comes out in front. Barrie's going to have to get a shot away. Good stick. Tyler Divo. And that'll be a turnover on the Bombers. Back on the Hunters. Martin slowing it up. Bomberry. Marcus Divo. Back out. There's a look by Martin, and he's turned away. That's not a back in. Bombers pick it up. I thought it was going to be, but what do I know? And that hits the ceiling. Errant pass by Landon. The Hunters will come up with the ball and get a fresh 30. Jensen White staying out there on offense. He's the one that scored the penalty shot goal the other night in Gloucester. Saganukwatsaru Yanis on an island, surveying, gets by his man, and now he'll roll back behind the goal. Comes out in front! Oh, a quick save! Wow, Land is having himself a heck of a game thus far in net for Barrie. Hunters have had numerous chances up front as the Bombers come back. Shot clock down to 12, 4 minutes left to go in the first. Look out, backdoor feed, oh, and Casey making his best save of the game. Going post to post and taking one away from Ryan Kravchuk of Barrie. Jones. Rivera. Barrie sets the screen, back behind the goal. Shot clock's at 7. Divo out in front. Rivera, and he hit the post. And the Hunters are on it. Pass out in front. Stays out of the crease. Now it lands behind the Barrie net. And the Bombers now in control. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Barrie 2, Kahnawake 2. Behind the net. Comes up, look out, open look, shot, save made. Rebound corralled by Van Domelen. Van Domelen has the man cutting down the floor. He hits him, it's Martin. Martin behind the defense, he shoots, he scores! Martin. Off the pass from Satagayantu Van Dommelen. 3-2, Kahnawake leading with 2:44 to go in period 1. This timeout is brought to you by Pearl Spa Beauty and Wellness. Want to look and feel your best? Trust the experts at Pearl Spa Beauty and Wellness. So the Hunters take the lead again. It's now 3-2, Kahnawake leading. There's 2:44 left in the first period. Second goal for Dylan Martin. For the Hunters. And Leighton Barrie with the other. That'll make it 3-2. Coming up during the first intermission report, we'll look at the Hunters weekend wrap-up, or the wrap-up from the week, more or less, and then after that, the out-of-town scoreboard. 3-2 Hunters, and they gain possession of the draw. Kahnawake Yanis, Winter Rivera. Marcus Divo not expecting the pass. It's scooped up by Jones. Jones to Rice. Here's Owen Rice driving. Kicks it out. Marcus in too deep. He tested tiptoe around the crease. Shot clock at 1, and that'll be a shot clock violation against the Hunters. Barrie ball. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the first. Comes back to center. Kahnawake. Ball stripped and it rolls on goal, picked up by the hash. And he feeds it up. Barrie. Ball's dropped by Sago Rice, who's on it now. Kahnawake Yanis surveys the scene. Shot clock down to 10, comes back out. Rivera wide open, and he makes no mistake as he blows it by land, and the Hunters go up by a count of 4-2. Winter Rivera upstairs where Mama hides the cookies, and the Hunters go up 4-2. Oh, this is just a rocket by Winter Rivera. He's left wide open, and he lets it go from about 30 feet out. When you got guys that can shoot the ball that hard, I mean. As this one's stopped away from side here, ball goes out of play. Last touch by the Hunters, so it's Barrie ball. Bombers ball. Down to the final 80 seconds of the first. The Hunters have created a 2-goal gap between these two teams. Comes back out. Near side. In the middle, there's a shot. Kick save by Casey. Rebound. The Hunters are on it. Jensen White up to the middle. And we are now in the final minute of play in this first period. Owen Rice spins out of trouble. Back out. Kahnawake Yanis to Owen Rice. Stutter steps, driving to the goal. That lane got cut off. A backhand shot, save made. A rebound. Martin there, and he hits the crossbar. Hunters back on it. Final minute is brought to you by Pearl Spa Beauty and Wellness. It's Kahnawake Yanis Rice back out. Shot clock, or game clock at 34. There's a 13-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Darius Jones picks it up, back out to Owen Rice. Rice around the screen. He has a look, gets a shot away, save made. Rebound. Rice picks it up, and Martin is going to get called for a penalty. With 21.7 seconds left to go. Offensive zone penalty, and the Hunters will have to kill off. Roughing the call on both teams. And the only question is whose possession is it? Will they go to a draw ball? 21.7 seconds remaining in the first. 4-2 Kahnawake leading. And we'll play 4-on-4. And the Hunters will have possession here. So the shot clock is not a factor because there's 21.7 seconds remaining. We got a timeout taken by the Hunters with 21 0.7 seconds remaining. This time, right across some good leaves on it. So the Hunters, up by a count of 4-2. They have possession. There's 21 seconds now on the clock. A second just went off. I'm pretty sure we're going to have that second put back up on the clock. So the Hunters hoping to get the goal. They have the last possession here in this first period. They're up by a count of 4-2. Winter Rivera has won 2 goals courtesy of Dylan Martin and 1 from Leighton Barrie. So all 4 goals coming from the right side here. And I'll be interested here to see if Brandon Francis and Brett Bucktooth decide to pull Casey Lahash to set this up here. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. It's 5-on-4 right now. It's 4-on-4, but the Hunters have pulled their goalie, so it'll be a 5-on-4 for the Hunters. And I figure the Hunters are thinking like, well, we're facing the scoreboard right now. We can judge and gauge how much time we'll have to try to run out. Hunters get the ball. 14 seconds left. Rivera. 8 seconds remaining. Rivera around the screen. Rivera back out. Sugar Rice out in front. Pass behind Owen. He's going to fire, and he does, and he missed short side, and that will end period 1. Pretty exciting opening 20 minutes of play, but the Kahnawake Hunters have the lead. It's 4-2 Kahnawake after 1. We're coming back with period 2. Hunters lacrosse on Kahnawake's K1037. Well, the opening 20 minutes are in the books. The Kahnawake Hunters on top of the Barrie Bombers by a count of 4-2. The second period will start 4-on-4, and we'll have a minute and 35 on that. If you're watching live on the stream, the camera is off right now. My colleague will turn it on once we get rolling. So the Hunters leading it by a count of 4-2. Let's have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard at Kahnawake Arena. Tomorrow's opponent, the Clarington Green Gales, are tied up at 3 with the Akwesasne Thunder. And at the end, that's at the end of 20. So the Gales will come in here tomorrow. That'll be rated around, that'll be at 2 o'clock. We'll be live for that.